Hello Aquarius, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com and this is your weekly read for the week of the 22nd to the 28th of June 2020. I hope you're doing well. It's the weekend and that means I've got a half price reading sale this weekend. This weekend it's on one of my most popular readings, my Your Next Steps reading. That's a 3-page reading. It goes into your next 5 steps, or what's required from you, the action steps that you need to take or the interaction steps that you need to take in order to move toward your life purpose and manifesting everything that you want in your life too. Chicken's just down here. I'm scratching her, tickling her belly. Just getting some loving here. So Aquarius, yeah. So if you want to book in for one of those, there's a link up there. They are 75 Australian dollars instead of 150 Australian dollars this weekend. So that's about 50 American dollars. Great bargains to be had at the weekend. I get all of my readings out within 24 hours via email. So let's have a look. What's going on for you this week, Aquarius? What have you got going on generally? We've got respect and let go of the past. Right, okay. This has been coming up in people's private readings a lot lately. This is a big week for you of letting go of the past so that you can step into the future. You've got big change coming. You've got a new beginning coming for you, Aquarius, but it requires you to make that space in your life and let go of the past. And by space, it could be like things that you're doing. It could be things that you, like patterns that you're in. It could be people that you're in your life. It could be all kinds of things like that. Or it could just be patterns, it could be feelings, it could be people from the past you've still got emotional attachments to. So it could be the inner work as well. But whatever it is, you need to make that space in your life for that new to come in. Now, this is saying the reason that you're holding on to things from the past is because now, Aquarius, or in the last few years, you've been raising your level of self-respect. You've been respecting yourself more. You've been looking after yourself more. You've been loving yourself more. So you're a different person than you were back then. And so things from your past, maybe that were disrespectful, maybe you attracted things towards you which hurt you and which weren't that good for you. But if you look back at that time, Aquarius, if you look back to those things that kind of you're still holding on to some pain for that you haven't healed properly, look back at that time and ask yourself, who were you back then? Were you really respecting yourself and loving yourself? Or was it kind of a match to how you were treating yourself and how you were respecting yourself? Because this is saying that it was. And to let go of the past, you've got to be honest about that you're a different person now. And you wouldn't manifest those same things again because you're a different person now. And so your past experiences, they were a match to who you were being. And it's not necessarily who you're being to others. I mean, you could be totally self-deprecating, not taking care of yourself at all, putting other people first and just looking after them. You're not, when you're in that kind of a doormat kind of energy, you don't get good experiences back at all. It's not what you give out to others, it's what you'll give to yourself. Yeah, it's like a combination of them both, in fact, because when you're feeling good about yourself and you're loving yourself, then you'll be loving toward other people too. Same, when you're respecting yourself, then you'll be respectful to other people too, and you will attract that respect back to yourself as well. And so look back in the past this week, Aquarius, because things that you're still traumatized by or still hurting from or still emotionally attached to in some kind of a way, something you haven't healed, you can let go of it this week when you realize that that past stuff, it was actually a match. Now, for some of you, I'm just hearing this is about relationships for some of you, and so romantic relationships I'm talking about. It can look back at when you met that person. If you've got some kind of attachment, and the attachment can be you're holding a torch for them, you think that they were a right one for you, and you think that a breakup shouldn't have happened. Or an attachment can be a negative one. It can be you can't stand them, you hate them, and you wish you'd never got in a relationship with them. They were a complete narcissist and you're a total victim to it. Yeah. So negative attachment, positive attachment, it doesn't really matter which way around it is, it's still an attachment and it still needs to go. It shows that there's something unresolved in there. And so ask yourself, when I got together with this person, what was my frame of mind? How was I loving myself? How was I respecting myself? Because if you were a complete mess when you met that person, that was the vibration that brought you two together. And so with the example of, say, if you had a narcissistic relationship, an empath with a narcissist kind of thing, You can look back and ask yourself, okay, when I got together, what frame of mind was I in? What vibration? Was I really loving myself and respecting myself then, or was I being a doormat? Was I, putting everyone else in front of me? Was I giving way too much and not expecting much from myself? Because that kind of energy will attract a narcissist. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say then. Like, it's a vampire thing. It doesn't really make much sense. It's like someone offering up their neck, the full moon, laying in the graveyard, offering up the neck, and then expecting not to be bitten. What a strange example, but it's that kind of thing. And so ask yourself, whatever situation that you're finding it a struggle to let go of and to heal from, look back at what and be honest about what your vibration was like then, because it's always a match. It's always a match. It is always a match, and you should be able to notice that you've grown since then, Aquarius. You're actually a different person now, and you wouldn't attract that thing back. And when you realize that, you're like, okay, that would never happen to me again, so I can let go of it now. I can let go of that pain because I'm not going to experience that pain again. Yep, got people to let go of properly this time. So you might think that you've let go of people in your past, ex-lovers, ex-friends, family, things like that, people you've detached from, and you haven't really let go of them. And so this is full-on Venus retrograde kind of stuff coming in for you this week, Aquarius. Bringing people back into your life, saying, are you sure you're done with this person? Are you sure you've let go of them? Are you sure that you wanted to let go of them? That kind of thing. Things are being woken up, people are being woken up, coming back into your life for you to detach properly from them, or for you to bring them back in. It could be that there was nothing wrong with someone and that they were a match to you, and your behaviors were just kind of messed up because you were both unhealed and you're different people now. Could be that you let people back in, but this week it's all about you making firm decisions, clear decisions on that, based on who you are now, not who you were then, not on based on your reactions, unhealed kind of reactions back then. You're a different person now. You've grown, and so you're being given the opportunity to clear some stuff up in your life, Aquarius, this week. What else? I like this. See what you're headed toward. You've got connection and respect. So this is like new relationships, people or old relationships, but a new respect found within that. Respectful relationships. This is about you having community around you that are respectful of you. You respect yourself now. You've raised up your self-respect, and so you can have that now. But in order to have that, you need to do this work this week of reassessing people that you let go of before, thought you'd let go of before, and realize how it was that you actually attracted them into your life. So there's a better understanding of yourself to be had this week completely. And this is what you're headed toward. And you can get that this week. If you do the work, you can get these new relationships in, these respectful connections in. I feel like this is a path that you've been on for a while, maybe a few years, in gaining your self-respect so that you can have the right people in. And so it could be like 10 years ago you were thinking, why is there no one that's like me? Why am I the black sheep? Why am I in a place where there's nobody that's like me? And you are crying out to the universe to have a loving and supportive and respectful community around you. And you weren't of the vibration to let that in. Maybe you were in the fight, you were still unhealed, you weren't respecting yourself and all of that. You weren't being what you were asking for yourself. And so the universe has moved you forward on this path to do that for yourself first. And now it's saying, see how far you've come, Aquarius. You're almost ready to have those people in your life, and you're actually doing that now. You're bringing them into your life, and you're getting rid of those that aren't like that in your life, and you're bringing people back that are like that, but you just both were kind of unhealed at the time and sensitive at the time. You know, there's a lot of people that are just overly sensitive because they're unhealed and they're triggered by everything and they're taking offense at everything, and they're so sensitive that they'll do things that are really bad for them and get rid of people that are really good for them, or reject information that's really good for them just because they're so unhealed. And I feel like some of you Aquarians, you've been like that in the past and you're not like that now. You're coming out of that, toughening up. You're getting into your true self, confident with yourself, confident in the world, so that you can attract these healthy people into your life that are going to be healthy for you because you're getting healthier with yourself, right? But it's going to make you feel vulnerable, Aquarius, because you're going to have to follow your intuition on this one, and your intuition might upset you, I'm hearing, because you could have very strong emotional connections to wound mates, to people who were on this path with you too. So people that were also triggered easily, very sensitive, unhealed. And as you were going along with them, you forged very strong emotional connections to them, like, we're all in this terrible experience together. You know, when we go through crisis, that kind of thing together, it makes for very strong bonds, but it's not necessarily healthy. It isn't healthy. And to break free of them, I'm feeling like you're getting the intuition now to break free of it. I did this years ago. I was in a place around a lot of unhealthy people, healing, but still in that unhealed state. And it was exactly what I needed at the time. Up until then, I needed to heal, and it was great for that healing work. But there came a point where I had to do this. I had to follow my intuition, and I started getting annoyed at everyone because I'd done the healing work and I was coming out of that, and I wasn't so sensitive anymore. And when you're surrounded by people that are still really sensitive like that and getting triggered and being all offended by everything, it gets a bit too much. It's like, but you don't need to be like that, you know? So so then it was time to move on from that, and I'm feeling that's what you've got now, Aquarius, is it's time to move on from that, from those strong bonds that you've had with messed up people that you forged when you were messed up too, and you've grown from that, and you don't need to be in that anymore. But breaking free from it will cause you to feel vulnerable, but still follow your intuition on that. So you've got, like, your community is changing. It's changing this week. And it's all to do with respecting yourself more in that path that you've been on. There you go, Aquarius. If you like this reading, please click like and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment. What did you get out of that? How does it resonate with you? Check out your next steps read as well. There's a link to it up there, the video that I published yesterday. And if you'd like to book in for one of those private Your Next Steps readings, while they're half price, there's a link around about there to book in for it. Have an awesome week, Aquarius. I'll see you next time. Bye.